Hello everybody and welcome to another installment of OPW University videos. My name is Dan Boyle, Product Manager here at OPW. Today we're going to be talking about one of our newest offerings, which is our CME-200 Swage machine. This is a direct replacement of our CME-0110 and 0110R Swage machines that we've used in the past. Now the reason for this change is over the last couple of years, becoming flexible has not been a benefit, but it's been mandatory. So as the supply chain around the world has gotten a little off the rails, we've been forced to look for more flexible and easy options for our installers to continue installing the same FlexWorks and DPC Swage-on fittings that they've grown accustomed to. So what we have for you is the Enerpac electric powerhouse. We currently use the pneumatic and the hydraulic versions of these, which some contractors have used before in the past, and they use the same cylinder, hose, drawbar, and faceplate that anyone who has used those options is used to. So the purpose of today's video is to review the similarities and differences of our traditional barrel style machine, which most of the industry is very used to the current new CME-200 machine. We'll go through the components, how the unit will go together, and then we'll do a quick demonstration of how this machine works. But for any specific instructions on OPW FlexWorks and DPC coupling, please see the video that features our 0110 or 0110R for specific instructions and step-by-step on how to make a proper Swage coupling. So first I'd like to show you, whenever you open the box, all of the kit pieces that you're going to see in there and how to assemble this machine. So once you receive your new CME-200, you're going to open the box, and I've already got everything that is in that box assembled right here on the table so we can go over the contents. First and the biggest is the actual electric pump that you'll find inside that package. This is a unit built by Enerpac. One of the greatest benefits of this versus the old barrel style machine is that this is not specific to OPW. Should there ever be a problem with your Enerpac electric pump, you can take this to any Enerpac dealer throughout North America, and it's a quick, simple process for them to get you back on track with whatever the problem might be. This is a departure from needing to send it back to OPW specifically for us to troubleshoot and figure out the problem, as all of the components inside that barrel style machine are specific to us, and we're the only one who has the replacement parts. So this is much easier in a pinch should something go wrong for you to get that machine put back into working use and right back on the job. So once you start to pull the equipment out of the box, you'll first notice the biggest piece, which is the actual electric pump itself. With it, you will have a hose which will connect the pump to the cylinder. Inside that box, within another box, you'll have the cylinder. And this is actually going to be what's doing the work of pulling the mandrel down through the DPC to make your Swage. There's the cylinder. Through that cylinder will go the drawbar. Now this will actually be the bar that is physically being pulled down through the Swage fitting to make that attachment from the DPC to the FlexWorks pipe. There's also a new faceplate. Now anybody who's used any of our machines in the past will be familiar with that faceplate. They are specific to the size of DPC that you're going to be swedging, and you'll notice that this one does look a bit different. It's a bit taller and it has this half moon shape coming out through here. You'll also note that it does not have that thumb screw that we used to tighten down on the barrel style. And lastly, inside that box we do put the Moly coat. This is the paste that we've had really good luck with. This works exceptionally well in cold weather to reduce the friction between steel on steel. So that is also included in the box. Well, now that we have each of these pieces discussed and we are aware what they look like, now let's take a look at how these pieces all go together. So as the CME-200 is a hydraulic unit, it does ship with a couple of plugs in there to make sure that the hydraulic fluid within stays where it's supposed to. So when you go to hook this up the first time, you'll notice that there is a silver plug right in the front, and this will be the plug that you remove to insert your hose. Now you'll see that the hose does already have Teflon wrapped around the sides, so you can go ahead and take out this plug, go ahead and install and you'll want to tighten that to 65 to 75 foot-pounds whenever you install that hydraulic hose. There we go. So once you've got a good connection from your hydraulic hose to your unit, the next piece we're going to connect is the other end of that hose, which already has its quick connect, onto the cylinder. So we'll enter that, and then we'll hit this quick coupling here. Alright, and now you can see we've got our electric unit tied to our hose, tied to our cylinder. Now the next piece that goes in here will be our faceplate. Now this half moon shape on the faceplate is put in there so that you can line that up right over where the hose goes. Now that we have our faceplate installed, we'll need to remove the two nuts from the end of the threaded shaft, and we'll install that and we'll put the nuts back in on the bottom side. Now these nuts in this drawbar are adjustable. So if ever you come up with a swedge that doesn't pull all the way through, you can adjust that to get it to pull the rest of the way down. Part of the reason that we like this adjustability is because each of those swedge DPCs have a slightly different depth to pull through, and with this Enerpac machine we're able to have no issue pulling through all of those, even if we didn't quite get the swedge to pull through on the first time, which some contractors have had happen in the past. This will slide through, and then we'll put our nuts back on the bottom. Then you want to take two crescent wrenches and make sure you snug those up next to each other so that we don't have any movement or any play in that shaft whenever we begin swedging. All right. Now with that, we have our completed CME-200. Now one of the major benefits of the CME-200 is that prior to this, on the barrel style machines, we had a very specific unit made for remote applications. And you can see that with this hydraulic hose and the cylinder in my hand, I can actually move this swedge angle to whatever I want, and I don't have to move the pipe to have it straight up and down over the top of the barrel machine like we have in the past. So that's another benefit of this Enerpac machine. Now that we have our unit assembled, I would like to show you a quick coupling operation so that those of you watching can see and expect what to happen with this new CME-200. However, if you're looking for more step-by-step and detailed advice on how to couple a DPC with a piece of FlexWorks pipe, we do have that video available on YouTube at OPW University featuring yours truly. Please feel free to check that one out, and if you have any questions on that coupling process, do reach out to your DM in your area or go to opwglobal.com and submit a question before you start that coupling process. Well, now that I've changed into the proper PPE, which you should always remember, anytime you're using any petroleum-based lubricants or anything like that, we always want to protect the hands. And anytime we're working with any kind of machinery, we want to protect the eyes. So because we're just going to show this operation, I have already lubricated the innermost side of my DPC. I've measured and made a mark on my pipe, and I've got my faceplate already on my cylinder. So I've taken out my thread protector and my gasket. I'm going to slide this down right over the top onto my faceplate, and then I will take my OPW FlexWorks 1.5 and I'm going to thread that down tight so that I have a good connection all the way. I'm pushing that DPC all the way against that faceplate. We want to get the most maximum purchase we can so that drawbar pulls all the way through the first time. Now I'll go ahead with my cut pipe and I'll shove that all the way in. Again, I like to line up the interstitial test port with the writing on the pipe just so that it's always in the same place. And with that, I can go ahead and push the button on the remote to swedge. Now just like with our CME-0110, You're going to wait until you can feel that ferrule on the bottom of our DPC begin to loosen up and you get a little bit of play in your pipe, and you can go ahead and pull that right off. Then you'll just want to give your nut a spin. Again, I've never seen that not work, but before you get that pipe all the way laid in the trench and you've done some more work to get it where it belongs, you just want to make sure everything is still swedged properly. Do not forget to put your gasket and your thread protector back in before you go install this pipe. Again, these are straight threaded with a gasket seal, and they will only seal if that seal is in there and they are properly tightened, which is hand tight and a quarter turn. So with that should cover the assembly of the new CME-200, as well as a quick operational overview of what to expect whenever you plug that into any 110 outlet in North America. Show you how to turn on the pump, and then further how to actually pull that drawbar through using the handheld remote. This machine does come with a faceplate and swedge block for an 1.5" flex works. So if you are going to be swedging a different size pipe or DPC, you will need to get a different swedge block and faceplate. With this unit, that is the SBA2 series, and those will be the same whether you use the electric, the manual, or the pneumatic, all from Enerpac, that all use the same hose and cylinder. It is important to note here that Enerpac does recommend every 40 hours of use checking that hydraulic reservoir in the base, and after every 100 hours of use to completely drain and replace the hydraulic fluid within. If you have any additional questions on the assembly or the operation of the CME-200, please reach out to the DM in your area or go on to opwglobal.com for more information. Thanks very much for your time.